Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 71 now of the Southampton Football Manager series. And our screen didn't go to plan at all. We just continued to slump after a good bit in December. We can't find a win for love nor money, and we are in 19th with 18 points, if I get my words right. And Norwich just above us with a game in hand as well, and Bournemouth 2 points. So we're still in reach, but of course we're getting later on into the season. And the games off screen look like this. 4 of them. 4 straight defeats. Derby the first one. To be honest, I thought this would be an easy run because you look at them, there's no big teams, but Derby are in 6th place at the moment and they beat us 1-0 at our place. Lucas Demetri with the goal, so I wasn't actually too disappointed with that because the team played well. Plenty of highlights, but of course should have got the win. Then Leeds up next. This was a disappointing one. 2 regen scoring and you don't like that. Vernon with the first one and Ben West with the second in the last couple of minutes before we moved on to Brighton, and this was the worst game of all. These were just above us in the relegation zone in 18th, and we bottled it. Sebastian Haller scoring, Preston Ramirez, Gavin Stokes, you'll see who he is in a minute, and Sebastian Simon getting the goals, and then we moved on to West Ham. Got thrashed 3-0 with Fevre scoring, Samasiuku and Thompson. So we've beaten them once, we've lost them twice. But of course, you should have just spotted we've done a little bit of business in this transfer window. The first one is worth 55 million. It's 3.5 stars. It's a cam, so you can tell I got him before we changed formation. It's Evander from Flamenco, 28-year-old. We got him on a free. Amazing signing, but of course doesn't really fit in his team now, so it's a bit of a problem child, but hopefully he can get up and running for us. The next one is Igors Raklinskis. I'm going to call him Rak, as he's a 2.5 star rated player from Brighton. I think he cost about 6 million, but he can grow to 4 star. That's what I bought him for. Hopefully he isn't a flop. Next up we have Alaor, but I'm going to call him Alan just because it sounds a little bit like it. He's 22-year-old Brazilian we bought from, who was this guy from? It was from Santos, where Neymar came from. 3.5 star centre-back, can grow to 4, looks pretty decent. Maybe replace Soyuncu or Burns if they just decide to go at some point. And we signed him for 13 million. And the next one you've already seen. This guy was in our academy and the club let him go. I didn't want to let him go to Notts Forest, so we bought him back for 19 million. Yes, definitely not money well spent in like the regards to how he came about. And 3-star rating, can grow to 4, striker. And you might be thinking, why have you brought 2 strikers in? I'll show you now. Yes, it is disappointing. It's very, very disappointing. Gutting, in matter of fact. 201 appearances, 96 goals, and Patrick Catrone has gone. This club always wants his players. Guangdugi, I think they're called, or Guangzhou SIPG in China. And he wanted to go and win a league somewhere. These are top of the league, and of course we're not standing a chance of winning the Premier League anytime soon, I think. So he went for 70 million. Yep, 70 million, a lot of money, so we've still got a lot to spend, and I couldn't turn it down. And we have actually sold 2 of his best players here. The next one, Alphonso Davies, going to the same club as well. This guy for 40 million. I couldn't let go on it. We signed him for what, 3 million? It's such a good profit, I couldn't turn it down. And of course, we're not in a position to turn stuff down when players want to leave in the relegation zone. We're going to have players playing for us and trying to get us wins. And of course, Hansen went as well for 9 million, but you saw that on screen, me selling him to Lille. Stoke come in for one of his youth players, Alexandra Collard. I want to play him a bit. Hopefully they'll take him on loan, because we don't want to sell him, and they won't. And here is the team for the game in the Cup against Norwich. They've already knocked us out of the FA Cup, I think. Well, this might be the FA Cup. I don't know my competitions yet, as we have Diaz in the net with Tony, Burns, Alor and Dylan at the back, with Bob Ward-Prowse, Turnbull stepping back in, with Roberts on the left. We need to find a replacement for Davies soon, with Jallo and Rack up front. Hopefully, Rack can do his business up there. And we've just signed a new player. I think I've got that replacement in Emil Smith-Rowe. Like Reece Nelson before, we signed from Arsenal. 27 million, he were on the transfer list. So it's his biggest signing so far in this window. Hopefully it can help us try and stay up. And I think that is a pretty decent signing. Also, Blackburn want Hodge on loan. I'm going to ask for an important role if they can give that. Oh, I want a squad player. Okay, he's not even in the first team at all here. And I'm going to try and... oh, I can't put him in the team. But at least he can play on the wing. Now I know that. He's cup tied though. And speaking of Reece Nelson, he's playing in the team against us now for Norwich with Donny van der Beek, Harry Wilson, Ryan Brewster. It's a really, really strong team. I thought they'd put a bit of a changed one up. Passionately say, actually aggressively say, we've got a change from the last game against Norwich when they knocked us out of the cup again. And they've got a corner early on. Harry Wilson puts it in. A bit of a lag spike, as I think it was Ben White who hit the crossbar. Goes into him again, and he's offside. And now it's our corner. Can we do something? Ward-Prowse in the middle. Roberts, who's injured, has the shot and almost scores. And they have a throw in. Max Aaron's into the box. Dillon heads it away. Now Max Aaron's back on it. He's leading the line for them so far. Not up front, but spurring them on as Fran Beltran gives it back. Aaron's with the ball, puts it in. Ryan Brewster can't get it. Fran Beltran to Reece Nelson. And of course he's put it straight through Diaz, who can't save anything at the moment. Cannot catch a cold, that keeper. Just honestly, the worst form of his life as Fran Beltran just picked up on it. We want out. We were just all stood in a line for some reason, and Diaz just touched it and then poked it in. It's actually Oscar Bob who's playing the worst, surprisingly, as we're 1-0 down at the break in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Aggressively say, I expect a much better showing, as that was poor. And Jallo, actually we could get a goal straight away. Abu Jallo scores! 15 seconds in. It didn't show the highlights straight from kickoff, but we have scored from kickoff. It seems that way. Anyway, they took it, passed it back. It didn't show him take it, and then Jallo took it off them. Jallo just got around the keeper. Did he know their keeper making a mistake as well? And it's 1-1. Got to make some substitutions as well at this mark. Maybe Abdallah, or he ain't even on the bench. Luis Eduardo, though, he needs some game time in the cup, so I'm going to take Ward-Prowse off. Starting to play better now as Evander's got a yellow card and he's low on fitness as well. I just put him on for Roberts, I think it was in the first half, to be fair to him, as Max Aarons can't get there. Turnbull whips a ball into Oscar Bob, and we're 2-1 up. We've turned this game on its head, and we could be going to the 5th round. Oscar Bob as championship players coming in clutch. Turnbull's been a lot better than he was at the start of this season in this game. Hopefully he can perform in the league now, as well as Castillo had no chance in the goal. And it's 86th minute now, as Brewster gets it from a throw-in. Don't let them score. I've put Connor Goldson in the defence to try and show it up a bit. Alanor wasn't playing that well as they put a ball in. Augustinson, and Diaz has redeemed himself there. And Reece Nelson coming through the team, and he's put it in. The highlight came from nowhere. Came from absolutely nowhere. It just started with him running through the team, and they've scored. That is disappointing. Again, we've bottled it like we did against Liverpool after turning it around. Burns, what are you doing, Finlay? Subbed another centre-back. Thought I'd keep you on, and you're the one doing bad. And it looks like it's going to be a replay. Don't want to replay. We should have won that game 2-2. Get me out of this aggressive. There we go. On to the next one. And we play Arsenal next. Robert's injured for 1 to 2 days. But of course, Arsenal's ex-player, Emil Smith-Rowe, into the team now. He isn't registered, but hopefully he can be soon enough. I'm going to change this team around for the game. And it's actually the new record, 27 million. I don't think that's a lot as well. As Connor Goldson is scouted for Sheffield. You know what? They're all coming in low. We haven't played Connor Goldson in ages. He's transfer listed. I'm just going to let him go. I can't keep him here any longer. It's unfair to the lad. I only keep him around because he's a good dressing room leader. And he's just not playing. And he probably could do with a bit more game time. And who we're going to get in the 5th round? Let's have a look. Draw all teams. Charlton. Oh, of course we have to beat Norwich. How could I forget that? Yeah, Charlton is actually a decent team to get in the next round. Don't mind that at all. Hopefully we can do well against Norwich to get against them. Offers in for his youth players again. I'm not letting Collar go. He's a decent player. Same with Big R. 4 million's definitely not enough. However, a loan deal for Chambers is actually good. I'll accept them all. Just want him out of this team. He isn't playing and I don't want to keep him here. And we're at the Arsenal game. Here is the team. I can't register Emil Smith-Rowe. Actually, I can. If I just do this, we might actually be able to get him in. Emil Smith-Rowe. In. There we go. He should be part of the squad. As we've got Emil Smith-Rowe in the team straight away. Diaz in the net with Tony, Burns, Soyuncu and Diggy. I'm calling him Diggy now, not Dylan, because it makes sense with his name. And I've changed it to his nickname with Bob, Ward-Prowse, Turnbull and Smith-Rowe in the midfield with Jallo and Stokes up front. Hopefully they can form a partnership. And the Arsenal team looks the same as before, that thrashed as Renier, Silva and Felgueras as old player getting the start this time. Aggressively say can climb out of the relegation zone, so try your hardest. We beat Tottenham, hopefully we can do the same against Arsenal. And 25 minutes in, Diggy's playing well. We've had 7 shots, 5 on target to their 0, but they've got the highlight. Gaspari passes it out now, Tavares with it, running down the line, puts it straight to Diggy, who's been the best player apparently, but this is the first highlight as Emil Smith gets it against his old team, has the shot, and it's a bad one. Mariba as well. Don't let them score in the same highlight from the keeper. Tierney has the ball out wide. Kieran Tierney whips it into Felgueiras. And oh, Diaz. It's gone in as well. It's gone in. How has that happened? Diaz, hang your head. That is embarrassing from you, mate. And to say, even as youth keeper on the bench is injured, so we've got like an under 17 in. And Diaz against Arsenal, you can't be doing that. It's just unacceptable. Being the better team as well, that is very, very disappointing. This is a team that we could actually, well, we shouldn't be beating, but we could actually be doing so far. As we've had 8 shots to their 7, 6 on target. It's saying, excellent, I'm not aggressive. Show me something else, because we should be winning. I'm going to change to this as well. I know it's a bit risky, but I think we could get the win in this game so far. We're actually playing decent. And there hasn't been many highlights at all in this game. Get very attacking. Come on, boys, let's try and get a point at least at this game, but it's their highlight. They're going to score the free kick. You can just tell straight away. Bond, just put it in the top corner. Diaz has stood proper to the side, and he does. Jimmy Bond with his first of the season. Actually give up. It's crap. It's the same every single game. We can't cope in the Premier League. I need a new team. And we've lost the game 2-0. Yes, we have. 18 shots, 10 on target. Not even a goal to show for it. I'm going to say something else. I'm going to be reluctant and say there's nothing to say. And then just give it to Jody Morris, who messes it up for us. 5 straight defeats on the trot. Now I'm going to go and look in the Premier League. Is there any other jobs available? And whilst I'm looking for jobs here, there isn't any available. But I think Bournemouth just won, so we are 4 points adrift with an extra game played of Everton. I can't see Everton going down anytime, so it looks like we're going to go down again. Great stuff. We're actually on deadline day. How much money have we got left to spend? Because this Norwich game, we played Norwich in the FA Cup, then in the league, and they're just above us. Same games played now, none of them won luckily in their extra game in hand. But we've got to get scouting, we need more players through the door. And we're on deadline day now. I'll confirm the selection for the team. Emil Smith Rowe is in it now. And Hodge should be going to Blackburn on loan, there we go, accept that. And I won't say goodbye because he'll be back sometime soon, but why does everyone want Big Art? He's not going for less than 20 million. Everton again, I've rejected you about 5 times. More offers. Birmingham after both youth players now. Not letting any of them go. I think Steve Gordon wants to leave. I'll say he can because he hasn't been playing. More offers. This Collar kid. Why does everyone want him? Going to reject them all. Maybe I actually just play him in the cup, you know. Just YOLO it. Go and put him in. And no signings made on deadline day. Disappointing as always. Just got a lot of money left over, about 50 million. And it's going to be my 200th appearance for Southampton. Does that really mark the end of my reign? I think it might do, as we go with this team into the 4th round replay. Diaz in the net with Tony. Big Art coming in, Soyuncu and Diggy. I'm going to test Big Art because everyone wants him. With Ward-Prowse and Turnbull in the CDM positions. Gone back to this formation to get everyone in a natural playing role, with Alexandra Collar on the right, the other youth player. Gordon on the left, Evander in cam, and Rack up front. Hopefully he can be decent. Norwich putting out the full team again. It looks like the same one, to be honest with you. I think Joe Worrell wasn't in the team before, though, in the defence. Hopefully we can try and get through it this game as well. We got through it last time, scoring 2, but of course we bottled it at the back for us. Hopefully Big R can do well. I expect us to win this game. The team's confused. Oh, just shut up. And the highlight in the 14th minute. Turnbull gives it to Diggy. Ward-Prowse in the middle. Apparently Diggy, although had a good game against Arsenal, hasn't played well apart from that, as Evander puts it through to Gordon. And Stephen Gordon scores in his first appearance. Maybe we just play all the youth. Maybe it works. Diggy looks more in his element with players the same age as him. Evander going through the middle. Worrell comes out. Gordon just makes, I don't know who that is, Max Aaron's back off him all of a sudden and puts it in the back of the net. Almost half time as well. 1-0 up, and there we go. We were beating Norwich 1-0 in this replay. Very decent. I mean, they've had a lot of shots. Aggressive. Actually, I'll be nice to them for once because we're winning and it's the youth. Don't want to put them off playing for me in the future. There's still room for improvement though. And time to make some changes. Almost the end of the game. This game's gone around with no highlights. Put Eduardo on, I think, for... Actually, no, they're playing well. Collar's been really bad. Maybe it was too early for him to come into the team. Put Jallo on. Highlight here as well. Ward-Prowse with the ball. Gives it to his midfield counterpart in Turnbull. Now Tony with it. Tony gives it back to Turnbull. Jallo now slowly progressing forward. Evander, who's had a decent game. Out to Diggy. What can Diggy do with it? To Turnbull. Gordon through on goal. Score. Oh, straight Castillo. And we could actually be getting the win here. and we don't deserve it. Like I said though, in the previous, less shots gets us the win, although they have a free kick. Augustin, Fran Beltran. Thank God for you, Diaz. I didn't want a late concede again. Emerson, though, we could still concede late on. Put it in Soyuncu with an unconvincing header. Ian Brewster, how have you beaten Diggy to the ball? As to put it in the box, and of course, they've scored. Oh, VAR. Oh, thank God, but they've still got a chance. I can't get too complacent. Emerson, Tony gets it away. Oh, this is going to be a hard end. I didn't even realise. That must have been cancelled out so quick. Because I shut my eyes for 2 seconds and it had gone off. Just blow your whistle though, ref. We're into the 4th minute. Referee, we've played it. Jallo, hoof it. We've played the time. Come on. Half a minute into the added time allocated. Why is this game still going on? Donny van der Beek, the referee has been paid. The referee's been paid. Brewster through and it's out. Thank you. Bit late and we've got the win. Through to Charlton in the 5th round. An actual decent team to play. I think we could get a result there. And at the end of the episode, we sit in 19th position, of course. I just wish that we're in the league, to be honest with you. We've met the FA Cup minimum round, though, from the board expectation, so that's decent. Hopefully we can beat Charlton away as well. And then we have Norwich next in the league, who are 18th, so it'll be a decent fixture to play next. But unfortunately, that will be off screen, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode 71 of the Southampton Football Manager series. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one in the day after tomorrow. In a bit, peace.